music for a child's heart, body, and mind.
Alright, good morning, Sardonyx. You're welcome to another science class for today. Without wasting our time, I'd quickly like to take us through the topic for today. Last week we started learning about materials. And we said the topic is materials and maintenance. So we're able to start with 3 of the materials last week. Like I told us, we have 5 basic materials around us. So we're able to consider 3 last week. So we'll be looking at the last 2 today and the meaning of maintenance and the importance of maintenance of materials. So last week we took wood as the first one, we had metal as the second one, and we had ceramic as the third one. So I would like to start with the fourth one today. As you can see on your screen, that is plastics. Plastics, that's the fourth material we're considering today. Plastics are light, strong, synthetic materials produced through chemical processes by man. I go over that again. Plastics are light, strong, synthetic materials produced through chemical processes by man. That's just an introduction of what plastic is all about. So we'll quickly look at the features, the properties of plastic like we did for the materials considered last week. The properties of plastic are as follows. Number 1, it is very light in weight. It is very light in weight. It means it is not heavy. It is not dense. It is light in weight. Number 2, it cannot rust. Unlike metals that can rust, plastics cannot rust. Take note of that too. Number 3, it does not allow electric current to pass through it. Remember we talked about materials allowing electric current to pass through them last week, and we call such materials conductor, right? And the ones that cannot allow current to pass through them are called insulator. Please, let's take note of that. Materials that will not allow current or heat to pass through them are called insulator. So plastic do not allow electric current to pass through them. So you can say plastic is an insulator. Number 4, it is brittle. It is brittle means it can easily break. It can easily break. And the last property of plastic we are looking at today is that plastics are waterproof. That is, they do not allow water to get in, or they are not affected by water. That's the meaning of waterproof. Unlike papers, for example, papers are not waterproof. They are affected by water. Water can easily penetrate and damage paper. But plastic, on the other hand, are waterproof. They do not allow water to get in. Alright, from there we move to the types of plastics. There are basically 2 types of plastics. The first one is called thermoplastic. Thermoplastic. These are plastics that can be remelted back into a liquid form. These are plastic that can be remelted back to a liquid form. That is, after the plastic has been made, you can actually apply heat and remelt it back to liquid form. Such plastics are called thermoplastic. And the second type we are considering is thermoset plastics. Thermoset plastics. Now these are plastics that always remain in a permanent solid state. They always remain in the permanent solid state. They cannot be remelted into a liquid state like the thermoplastic. So you need to take note of the difference between thermoplastic and thermoset plastic. And then we're going to look at we are quickly going to look at the uses of plastic. Uses of plastics. Now, plastic is used in making several things around us. Objects and things like cups, plastic cups, plates, jerry cans, bottles, plastic buckets, electric sockets, and switches that you can find at home. Most of the things I've mentioned are made of plastic. So let's quickly take a look at pictures of objects made of plastic. As you can see here, you can see a cup, spoon, and fork. They are plastic, right? They are plastic spoon, plastic cutleries. They are made of plastic. The other one here, you can see jerry cans, plastic jerry cans. They are made of plastic, like I've mentioned earlier. You can also see buckets of different sizes. These are plastic buckets. So these are things that plastic can be used in making. All right, we quickly consider the last material, which is rubber. Rubber is the 5th one we are looking at today. And rubber is a special form of plastic. it is a special form of plastic. So let's quickly look at the properties, the features of rubbers. Number one says rubber is light, just like plastic. Rubber is what? Light. It's not heavy. Number two says rubber is elastic and can be stretched. It is elastic and can what? Be stretched. You can draw it. It is elastic. Number three says it cannot rust like metal. So this is a similar property with plastic. It cannot rust. And the fourth one here is that it is waterproof, just like plastic as well. Water can not get into it, or it cannot be affected by what? Water. And the last property of rubber we are looking at is that water is an insulator. I've explained that earlier. That is, heat and electricity cannot pass through it. Heat and electricity cannot pass through rubber. In other words, rubber is not a conductor of heat, neither is it a conductor of what? Electricity. Okay, types of rubbers. There are basically two types of rubbers as well. The first one is called the natural rubbers. These are rubbers produced from natural sources. I mean, things made by God, not man-made. And the second one is the synthetic rubbers. Synthetic rubbers are rubbers produced artificially from chemicals by man. Okay. Note the difference between these two types of rubbers. So quickly we look at the uses of rubbers. Now rubbers can be used in making several things around us today. Example, motor tires, raincoats, rain boots, rubber tubes, hand gloves, shoe soles. That's the sole of your shoes. Majority of them are made of rubber. These are examples of things that can be made from rubber. So let's quickly take a look at pictures or images of things that we can make from rubber. Alright, you can see this is a tire, a car tire. It's made of rubber. You can see this is a rubber band that you see around. It's made from rubber. There is a sole of a shoe. It's made from rubber. So many other things like that you can find around us made from rubbers. Alright, that will be all for the 5 basic materials. So the last part of the topic is maintenance. So we're going to look at what maintenance means and the importance of maintenance, why we need to maintain things or materials around us. Alright, maintenance refers to taking proper care of our things in order to serve us longer. Take note of that. Taking care of our things in order to serve us longer. It is a process of keeping our things in good condition. It is a process of keeping our things in good condition. Examples of maintenance include painting our houses, is a way of maintaining the house. Oiling our bicycle chains is a way of maintaining the bicycle. Cleaning or dusting our belongings at home, in school, in offices, wherever you can have anything. So when you clean and you dust these things, you're trying to maintain them. And don't forget, we have mentioned in the course of defining it, why we need to maintain. It is done in order to serve us longer, for the material, for the object, for the equipment, for whatever is it you're maintaining, to serve you longer. That is the essence. Importance of maintenance. Number one, why do we need to maintain? It enables our properties to last long. I repeat, number one reason why we need to maintain material is that it enables our properties to last long. When you maintain it, it will last you for a longer time. Number two, it enables our properties to perform efficiently. The property we are considering here will work very well when it is maintained. For example, your bicycle chain, when it is oiled, you discover that the bicycle can run very well. It works efficiently, unlike when it is allowed to rust and you don't actually apply oil. Number three, it guides against unnecessary breakdowns. For example, for people that use machine to work, to produce things, to manufacture things, when they refuse to maintain these things, it is very obvious that the machine can break down. So to guide against this unnecessary breakdown, you need to maintain the equipment or the material in use. Number four says it guides against inconveniences and delays. Alright, when there's a breakdown, obviously there will be a delay in work. So to avoid that or to guide against that, we need to maintain. So maintenance guide against inconveniences and delays. And finally, number five, it enables us to keep our equipment in good working condition. We mentioned that in our definition. When our equipment are maintained, they remain in good working condition. They can work efficiently and effectively. So these are the importance of maintenance. So I would like you to go over this video once again to consider the two last materials being explained and look at the meaning of maintenance and the importance of maintenance. Copy your note, watch the video for explanation. You can take it back in case there is any point you are unable to catch up with to understand it better. So check your homework segment for the questions. There won't be classwork on science. That will be all for today's science class. I hope to see you next time. Thank you and bye for now.